Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to the daily call of His Holiness Chandramouli Swamis. Today's speaker is His Grace Sridevi Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for giving your association today with us to enlighten us on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Today's topic is Canto 1, Chapter 8, and verse 4. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you're on mute, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, my dear Devotee, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to your wonderful day. Yes, it is chapter 9,
Yes.
194.
Yes, Mataji, sorry. Its topic is like a passing away of Bhishma Dev. I'll quickly share the verse. You can take over, Mataji. Thank you so much again. Hare Krishna.
Humble obeisances, all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So Guru Maharaj has requested that we continue the readings. So therefore we are going to pick up from where we left off yesterday. It was 193, so we are on 194. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Drishtvanupatitam bhumau divasyutam ivamaram pranemu pandava bhishmam sanuga sahachakrina. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Seeing him, Bhishma, lying on the ground, like a demigod fallen from the sky, the Pandav king Yudhishthir, along with his younger brothers, and Lord Krishna bowed down before him. Purport. Lord Krishna was also a younger cousin of Maharaja Yudhishthir, as well as the intimate friend of Arjuna. But all the family members of the Pandavas knew Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord, although conscious of his supreme position, always behaved in a humanly custom, and so he also bowed down before the dying Bhishma Dev, as if he were one of the younger brothers of King Yudhishthir. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpataribhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here we can see how beautifully the Lord, He is the Supreme Lord of all, how nicely Krishna himself is maintaining the etiquette. So this is the hallmark of a very cultured person. And of course, the Supreme Lord is the most supremely cultured person. It is said that the maintenance of Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. So devotees are ornamented with good qualities. We don't, unlike the materialists who indulge in wearing, nice things to decorate their bodies or to look good. What is the devotee's decoration? His or her good qualities. Those are the ornamentation for a Vaishnava. So, Srila Prabhupada, when he was asked once, Srila Prabhupada, who is a Vaishnava? Do you know what Srila Prabhupada answered? He said he is a perfect gentleman or a gentle lady. By inference, it means someone who is a perfect gentleman or a perfect gentle lady is a Vaishnava. That means he maintains etiquette very nicely and he causes not the slightest distress to another. On the other hand, he elevates everyone by his own consciousness. So, Lord Krishna is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And yet, because he is younger to Yudhishthir, he is the younger cousin of Yudhishthir, he behaved just like a younger brother of Yudhishthir. In fact, whenever he would meet Yudhishthir, he would bow to him. And with the equals like Arjuna and Bhima, he would embrace them and he would take respects from Nakul and Sahadev because they were younger to him. So he maintained the etiquette very nicely wherever he was, in whatever situation he was, because though he is the Supreme Lord, he is setting an example. So when he was here, he behaved just like a human prince, and so he would offer respects. Like when Narad Muni came into the assembly, he got up from his throne and offered obeisances to Narad Muni. Now Narad Muni knew very well, this is the Supreme Lord, he doesn't have to pay obeisances to me. And of course, Krishna knows this is Narad Muni, my servant. But still, in order to maintain etiquette, Lord Krishna bowed down to Narad Muni. Now here, he's continuing the same beautiful maintenance of etiquette, offering obeisances to Bhishma Dev. Now Bhishma Dev is his dear servant. It's not necessary for the Lord to do that. But because he is much younger, he's maintaining the etiquette of offering respects to superiors. And this is the etiquette that every one of us Vaishnavas, we must be very mindful of, that all superiors must be given respect. We offer friendship with our equals and we are compassionate and merciful towards those who are just learning or just come to the process of Krishna consciousness, or even just people in general. So, ornament, as I said, of a Vaishnava is his maintenance of etiquette. And I will describe a little bit more by showing you some examples of how particular the Lord was to maintain proper etiquette. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj was known as the etiquette guru because he spoke on Vaishnava etiquette, he maintained Vaishnava etiquette very nicely, and he conducted seminars on Vaishnava etiquette. So let's see how Lord Chaitanya, by his own example, he is teaching us Vaishnava etiquette. So I would like to go to Chaitanya. I have it on my screen, Revati Mataji. Do you want me to screen share or you want to pull it up yourself?
Anyway, it's fine, Mataji. You like me to pull it up? I can, or I can make you host, whatever.
If you enable me to screen share, then I can just do screen sharing.
Okay, sure, Mataji.
Do you have that ability to make me also?
Yes, Mataji, I just made you co-host. I think you can share it now. Yeah, please let me know if you can. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if you can see it on the screen. Are you able to see?
Yes, Mataji, we can see.
Okay, so here Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are sitting together in the house of Srivas Thakur. Murari Gupta, who was actually very much older to both of them, he was acting in the role of a physician in this Chaitanya Leela. But because he knew the Supreme Lord is the Lord, he offered obeisances to Lord Chaitanya first. Can you see what I have highlighted over here on the screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu were sitting together in the house of Srivas Thakur, Murari Gupta first offered his respects to Lord Chaitanya and then to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, however, was older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and therefore Lord Chaitanya remarked that Murari Gupta had violated social etiquette, for he should have first shown respect to Nityananda Prabhu and then to him. In this way, by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Murari Gupta was informed about the position of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and the next day he offered obeisances first to Lord Nityananda and then to Lord Chaitanya. So you can, you can understand from simply seeing this how particular the Lord is about. I'm going to stop the screen share. How particular the Lord is about maintenance of etiquette. He was showing by example that yes, I am the Supreme Lord. He didn't ever admit that in his Chaitanya form as Lord Chaitanya. But Murari Gupta knew that and he was offering obeisances, but he corrected him. He said, no, Nityananda is my older brother. So you should first offer obeisances to him and then to me. See how particular the Lord is to teach by example. Again, Krishna himself in Krishna book, I will share that also with you. In Krishna book, the description is there of Krishna as an ideal householder. And in that, he maintains etiquette by performing all his activities just as though he is a human prince. So he would wake up early in the morning, he would perform all his morning ablutions, and it is said that he would wash his hand and mouth and immediately sit down in meditation on himself. And then Srila Prabhupada said, now that doesn't mean that we should meditate on ourselves, we should meditate on Radha Krishna Leela. And then he would offer respects to the demigods. Now Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and all the demigods come from Krishna. But yet, in order to fulfill his role as a king, as a prince, conducting himself as an ordinary king, he would meditate on himself, and then in the assembly, he would offer respects to everyone. But what happened when Sudama Brahmin came? Let's see. Sudama Brahmin was his friend. They actually grew up together in the home of Sandipani Muni. So let's look at this beautiful pastime where, let me do screen share. Here in this pastime, Lord Krishna embraces his friend. Remember we talked about etiquette with equals. So this is what is happening now. So Sudama Brahmin has just entered the palace. I'm going to highlight it for you. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes, Mataji, we can see it.
Okay. At that time, Lord Krishna was sitting on the bedstead of Queen Rukmini. Even from a considerable distance, he could see the Brahmana coming to his home and he could recognize him as his friend. Lord Krishna immediately left his seat and came forward to receive his Brahmana friend. And upon reaching him, he embraced the Brahmana with his two arms. Lord Krishna is the reservoir of all transcendental pleasure. Yet he himself felt great pleasure upon embracing the poor Brahmana because he was meeting his very dear friend. And now see how he treats his dear friend. Lord Krishna had him seated on his own bedstead and personally brought all kinds of fruits and drinks to offer him, as is proper in receiving a worshipable guest. The Lord Krishna has millions of goddesses of fortune at his command. He could have easily said, come on, bring this, bring that. But he himself went and got fruits and drinks in order to show, you are so dear to me, you are my friend, and I take great pleasure in receiving you, my worshipable guest. So Lord Sri Krishna is the supreme pure, but because he was playing the role of an ordinary human being, he immediately washed the Brahmana's feet. and for his own purification, he sprinkled the water onto his head. Can you imagine the Lord taking the Charanamritam of Sudama Brahmin on his head? After this, the Lord smeared the body of the Brahmana with different kinds of scented pulps, such as sandalwood, aguru, and saffron. He immediately burned several kinds of scented incense and offered him arati with burning lamps. After thus offering him an adequate welcome, and after the Brahmana had taken food and drink, Lord Krishna said, "My dear friend, it is a great fortune that you have come here." So see the etiquette that is being maintained by the Lord. And again, in this pastime, Bhishma Dev is lying down on a bed of arrows. What is the scene? The battle of Kurukshetra is over. It is completely finished. And Bhishma Dev has been shot with so many arrows. His whole back is covered with arrows. In fact, that's why he's lying down on a bed of arrows. And he is preparing to give up his body. He had this benediction that he could choose the time of death. So he was just waiting for the particular position of the sun going into the northern hemisphere. There is a certain way to leave your body. So he was waiting for that. And at that time, all the princes came to see him. King Yudhishthir, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakul, Sahadev, and Krishna came along with them because this is what Krishna wanted. He wanted that Bhishma Dev instruct Yudhishthir on all the matters of state, politics, administration, righteous rule. And this way, Bhishma is glorified, Yudhishthir is glorified, the Supreme Lord is glorified by being explained. His instructions are being explained through the mouth of Bhishma Dev. So, Krishna maintained perfect etiquette throughout, and he offered respects even to Bhishma Dev, and he bowed down before him, even though there was no need really. He knew that this is my devotee, and Bhishma Dev knew this is my worshipable Lord, and yet he maintained Vaishnava etiquette. He maintained the culture that one always offers respects to one's superiors. Now, I would like to read another pastime of how even the spiritual master offers respects to his disciple, because he is offering respects to the super soul in the disciple's heart. So this is from the 4th canto, chapter 3, verse 22, and I will share with you this one. You will be surprised to know that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, whenever he was offered obeisances by the Vaishnava, he would immediately offer obeisances back, and he would say, "Dasosmi, I am your servant," like this. So these are highly elevated souls, and they are very respectful of the super soul in everyone's heart. Okay, here we go. It is explained here that a learned person offers respects and obeisances in welcome. He offers respects to the super soul sitting within everyone's heart. Among Vaishnavas, therefore, it is seen that even when the disciple offers obeisances to his spiritual master, the spiritual master immediately returns the obeisances because they are mutually offered not to the body but to the super soul. Therefore, the spiritual master also offers respect to the super soul situated in the body of the disciple. The Lord says in Srimad Bhagavatam that offering respect to his devotee is more valuable than offering respect to him. Devotees do not identify with the body. So offering respect to a Vaishnava means offering respect to Vishnu. It is stated also that as a matter of etiquette, as soon as one sees a Vaishnava, one must immediately offer him respect, indicating the super soul sitting within. A Vaishnava sees the body as a temple of Vishnu. So we have to be so particular as Vaishnavas to understand Krishna is sitting in the heart of this person. It doesn't matter what that external dress is. It may be a man, it may be a woman, it may be black, white, brown, young, old, rich, poor, educated, uneducated. It doesn't matter. In fact, Vaishnava offers respect to all living entities because he knows the super soul is in the heart of even an ant. So, Vaishnava is very particular in offering respects to everyone, and this is the ornament of a Vaishnava. I would like to share one more over here. Yeah. So this is again from the 6th canto, chapter 7, verse 13. But this is what I want to say is that a king, even a king, he doesn't have to show respect to anyone because he's seated on the throne and he is understood to be the topmost. But even the king will stand up and offer respects when the spiritual master walks in, when Brahmanas walk in, or a Vaishnava walks in. So, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, oh, let me share screen. Are you able to see that?
Yes, we can see, Mataji. Yeah.
Okay. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in this regard that when a president of king is sitting on his throne, he does not need to show respect to everyone. But he must show respect to superiors like spiritual master, brahmanas, and Vaishnavas. There are many examples of how he should act. When Lord Krishna was sitting on his throne and Narad Muni fortunately entered his assembly, even Lord Krishna immediately stood up with his officers and ministers to offer respectful obeisances to Narad. Narad knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna knew that Narad was his devotee. But although Krishna is the Supreme Lord and Narad is the Lord's devotee, the Lord observed the religious etiquette. So Narad was a brahmachari, a brahmana, and an exalted devotee. Even Krishna, while acting as a king, offered his respectful obeisances unto Narad. Such is the conduct visible in Vedic civilization. A civilization in which the people do not know how the representative of Narad and Krishna should be respected, how society should be formed, and how one should advance in Krishna consciousness. A society concerned only with manufacturing new cars and new skyscrapers every year, and then breaking them to pieces and making new ones. May be technologically advanced, but it is not a human civilization. See how clearly Srila Prabhupada is describing. Now I will share a very beautiful pastime. Maybe those of you who are South Indians already know this. But once there was, a discussion going on among different Brahmanas about who is the greatest Lord. Is it Lord Shiva? Is it Brahma? Is it Vishnu? And you must be knowing the story of how Bhrigu Muni was selected to go and see which is the Lord who is actually worshipable. So he goes to Shiva and he's not very respectful, and Shiva is almost ready to kill him with his trident. But Parvati stops him saying, stop, my dear Lord, what are you doing? And then Bhrigu goes away, and then he does the same to Brahma. Brahma also doesn't, behave properly because he gets so angry. But when he goes to Vishnu, by this time, Bhrigu Muni has worked himself up into such a way that he doesn't even bother. He just goes marching straight in to where the Lord is actually lying down on his bedstead, and Lakshmi Devi is actually massaging his lotus feet, and he just goes and kicks him on his chest. But Vishnu, being the Supreme Lord, he says, oh my dear Muni, he gets up immediately and offers obeisances, and he says, my stone-like chest must have hurt your feet. And he gently massages the Brahmana's feet and offers great respects to him. And Bhrigu Muni is so pleased. He says, this is surely the most worshipable Lord because he has acted with complete etiquette, even though I have treated him so badly. Of course, Lakshmi Devi gets very annoyed because, she resides on the chest of the Lord. That's a different pastime. I'm sure Revati knows this pastime, and that's how the Lord came as Balaji, and the temple of Venkateshwara in Tirupati. That whole pastime is there. But this is to show that the Supreme Lord maintains etiquette no matter what the provocation. He showed so much respect even to this Brahmana who had kicked him on the chest. Can you believe that? Is that amazing or what? So Krishna is showing that this is the way to be, even if one is provoked, even if one is treated badly, even if one is not treated nicely, still the Supreme devotee is just as particular about etiquette as the Supreme Lord. Now we will share one more pastime with you about how Chitraketu was cursed by Parvati because he misbehaved a little bit. He was amused to see Parvati sitting on Shiva's lap, and he made some comment, and Parvati got very insulted and she cursed him. So I'm going to share with you this pastime. But King Chitraketu, on the other hand, how did he react? He was so exalted in his character that in spite of being wrongly cursed by Parvati, he immediately descended from his airplane and bowed down his head before the mother, accepting her curse. He very sportingly felt that since mother wanted to curse him, he should accept this curse just to please her. This is called sadhu lakshanam, the characteristic of a sadhu or a devotee, as explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinad api sunichena taror api sahishnana. A devotee should always be very humble and meek and should offer all respect to others, especially to superiors. Being protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a devotee is always powerful, but a devotee does not wish to show his power unnecessarily. However, when a less intelligent person has some power, he wants to use it for sense gratification. This is not the behavior of a devotee. So, I wanted to illustrate with various examples of how maintenance of Vaishnava etiquette is followed even by the Supreme Lord. That in the presence of someone superior, he bows down. In the presence of equals, he is friendly and kind and loving. And to juniors, he accepts their respects. So we can open up for comments and questions at this point. I hope it was beneficial and I hope it was helpful. I wanted to just share with you different examples just so that we can learn from these different examples of Vaishnavas, the Lord himself and his devotees, what is the correct way to maintain Vaishnava etiquette. Of course, this is very short, but we can open up for questions and comments. Is that all right?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, thank you so much for this very beautiful and very important class. And so nicely explained, like how, like, Lord Krishna, as being a supreme personality of Godhead, he himself like maintains that Vaishnava etiquette. And you gave various examples, like Vaishnava etiquette is like ornament, of a good devotees. And you gave examples like, devotees, how they should decorate is they should decorate with the good qualities. And you gave various examples from the scriptures. I like the pastime which you said, like, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, like Murari Gupta, he first paid obeisances to Lord Nityananda. That is very nice. And it's striking to me also. So since Lord Nityananda is like older, we should first pay obeisances. And later how Murari Gupta, like, he realized, and that's a beautiful thing. Like it's striking to me. So we have to be very particular and very cautious, like and so many examples you gave, like I think Sudama example, like how he was even though, like, Krishna is like he treated him equally, and he washed his lotus feet, and that shows his humbleness, his tolerance, and his Vaishnava etiquette, how he displayed, And I like the Bhrukumuni. I was reading that pastime yesterday to my kids. That's wonderful. And thank you so much for quoting this various example and making us understand how important, to maintain that Vaishnava etiquette. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I'll open up for the questions. If you have any questions, comments, or any realizations, you can unmute, or you can raise your hand, or you can type in the chat box. I can read for you. I already see Scarlett Mataji raised her hand. Mataji, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Were you able to hear me clearly, Revati Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, it's very clear. For me, it's very clear. Hope it's clear for everyone too. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Krishna to everyone. Please accept my obeisances. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm not so good. I'm just new in this. I try to do my best to really do nice and say nice. Okay. There is some question I have. I am new in this movement. I love it. I believe it. Everything of it. But what I wonder is, you talk about Vaishnav etiquette, and people who have who take care of the temple president, all of them are Vaishnavas, right?
Sorry,
Have I
say that
understood?
again.
All of them are Vaishnav, right? Everybody
Yes.
that they are in temple president, they are Vaishnavas, right?
Yes, Lord Chaitanya said anybody who says the name Krishna once, I consider him a Vaishnava.
Okay. If me as new coming inside and see the authority in temple behave badly towards others, Vaishnava, who have right to say anything to this person who behaved very badly and abuse his position or her position? You understand what I mean? Where to go?
Right. So because we are very new, we are very junior, we cannot correct a superior person. The way to do that is to approach another superior person who is on the same level as this person or higher, and then explain what you saw or what went on and say, please take the relevant action. Please see that this person comes to know that this is not acceptable. You place the matter before a superior person, and it is up to that superior person to correct, to do what is necessary so that abuse of power doesn't happen again and again. But we cannot directly tell the superior anything.
No.
That's a breach of etiquette.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mata. Thank you for that question. So, Devanand Pandit Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, please accept my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudeva. I have two questions about
Obeisances to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Prabhupada. All glories
I'm happy to
Guru.
see you and hear your voice and your wonderful realization. One day I asked a senior devotee for an autograph on his book. This devotee said to me, please bless me for a pure devotional service. I said I bless him. Another devotee said that I should not bless the senior. Did I do the right thing? If not, what should I have done in this situation? And I have another one question. No,
Yeah,
please.
So somebody who was superior to you, I'm just trying to understand the question. He asked you to give blessings. Please bless me.
Yes.
And you said, I bless you.
Sorry?
You responded by saying, I bless you.
Yes, I did.
Yes. And so somebody else corrected you saying you should not be blessing a senior devotee.
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Did I do the right thing, blessing him?
Well, generally speaking, when someone asks for blessings, we always say that I will pray to my Guru Maharaj to bless you. I will pray to the Supreme Lord to bless you, because we don't feel that we are in any position to give blessings, We are in need of blessing ourselves. So generally, usually a Vaishnava will say, well, I don't have any blessings to give you. I need blessing myself, But I can certainly pray to my Guru Maharaj. I can certainly pray to the Supreme Lord to give you blessings for you to advance in bhakti or whatever, they need. So that's the usual response that a Vaishnava gives.
Oh, this is great. I didn't think about this situation in such angle. Thank you. And another one question. Another senior devotee calls me Maharaj. He calls me Maharaj. This offends me because I read that calling a person what he is not is an insult. How should I proceed in such situation?
So some senior devotee is calling you Maharaj?
Yes. He said Maharaj. No, yes. He called me Maharaj.
So he is actually behaving in a very exemplary manner. He's seeing everyone as his superior. He is offering you respects as though he is junior and you are senior, which is actually the sign of great advancement. Even though he may be actually your senior, he is actually behaving in a way offering you respect, offering you all humble respect. So actually he's behaving in a very exalted manner. And, you can in turn respond by saying, Maharaj, you are the Maharaj here, not me. And,
Please repeat, please.
yeah, you can respond by saying, Maharaj, you are the Maharaj, not me.
You are the Maharaj, not me. Yeah.
Yeah, and say that it is a sign of your exalted status that you're offering respects to everyone, but actually you should be offered all respects by me and everyone else because you are so senior.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Yeah, like that. I hope that's helpful.
Thank you very much.
This person is very elevated that though he's so senior, he's offering everyone so much respect. He's really following Trinadapi Sunichina, Taroriva Sahishnana, Amanena Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Offer all respects to others and expect no respect to yourself, This is a very exalted stage. It's not so easy to be like that.
Oh, it's you very clear see the situation very clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. My humble obeisances to you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So Mataji, just to follow up on
Yes.
just to follow up on that. So usually Maharaj means like only spiritual masters are addressed like that, right? Can anybody, like just out of, as you mentioning, like humbleness, can we do that? Or usually spiritual masters are addressed as Guru Maharaj or Maharaj, right? And like,
Yeah, in general, spiritual masters are called Maharaj, but I have seen so many devotees out of respect calling other devotees Maharaj, Pandit, like that, they will say like that. They say, oh, Pandit Ji, or oh, Maharaj, like that, out of respect, even to other devotees who are senior. So it's a hallmark of that devotee that he's offering so much respect to others.
it's still okay out of that giving respects, we can still address.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
But you cannot call Maharaj an actual spiritual master. You have to say Maharaj. You cannot call him Prabhu.
Yeah.
That's a breach of etiquette. To an actual spiritual master or any guru, we always say Maharaj, and if it's our own Guru Maharaj, we say Guru Maharaj. Our spiritual master is always to be addressed as Guru Maharaj, not Maharaj.
Okay. Yeah.
And other spiritual masters, we say Maharaj. And everybody else, we say Prabhu or Mataji. But you cannot call a Maharaj Prabhu. That's a breach of etiquette because they have attained a certain level of advancement. So they should be given all due respect. So we say, when formally addressing, we say, Your Holiness or His Holiness Chandramauli Swami, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Pita Swami. This is their title. And so they should be addressed like that. Srila Prabhupada, we always say His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. That's a title. We don't say His Holiness Srila Prabhupada because he is spiritual master or spiritual masters. He is Prabhupada, at whose lotus feet other spiritual masters sit, So we say His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. We can also address our own spiritual master as Your Divine Grace. To our own spiritual master, we can say that. Your Divine Grace, Your Holiness, like that.
The divine, so he's representing divine, so that's why divine grace.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada's title is His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Mataji. It's very clear now. Yeah, Hare Krishna. And Scarlet Mataji, I see a question.
Let's take Namrata. Scarlet has asked a question.
Okay.
So let's take Namrata and then Nashina Leela also.
Okay.
Then we'll go back to Scarlet.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah. Namrata Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to our dear Guru Maharaj, and all glories to the assembled devotees of the God family.
Dear Namrata, it's in mine. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Gurudev, all glories to the assembled Vaishnavas.
Mataji, I was just wondering that if we are in presence of a lot of sannyasis, let's say we are in an assembly and there are
Spiritual
lots
master
of
has to be addressed first. Supposing
Our
there's Bhakti Charu Maharaj, there's Tandamoli Maharaj, there's Bhakti Dita Maharaj, there's Devamrita Swami, there's Praladananda Maharaj, there's Mahatma Prabhu. There are 5, 6 spiritual masters. Then you offer obeisances to your spiritual master first. And then you offer obeisances to every sannyasi or guru in order of their seniority after that.
So how do we understand the seniority?
Right. We don't know. Many times we don't know. So these things are a little difficult, you know. So we can just humbly say, I offer my obeisances to all the spiritual masters. Please forgive me. I'm not aware of how to do this. You can just be honest. But I do offer my obeisances to everyone. And in general, the very exalted souls are very merciful. They are not sitting on, you know, ceremony. They are not Durvas Muni. So, thank God. To curse her if we do it wrong.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, we go.
I think Shivram Maharaj, he's a bit strict on that. Is it so or
I've not heard anything. I don't know for sure. I have no idea on that point. You'll have to ask Maharaja's disciples more about that.
okay? Sorry, but a little clarification more. You mentioned about the etiquette, and there is one shloka which I'm not able to point out, that we have one shloka in which it is said about I don't know you opened that or not, but in that it is said about the senior, how to behave with the senior, with equal, and with the juniors. So there's one shloka. Can you please give me the name, I mean the number of that shloka if you can remember?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's a beautiful shloka in which it says that every learned man should behave like this. With superiors, he should offer respect. With equals, he makes friendship, and then offers mercy and compassion to. Which number is that? Let me just look that up for you. Okay. Yeah, that's a very beautiful shloka in which I know which one you're talking about. And such a person has no material miseries. Narad Muni is giving that instruction. I cannot remember the. I'll try to find it and send it to you, Namrata. It's not coming up for me. Maybe Redhi
Okay,
Mataji
no
will put it up for
no
us.
problem.
But I'll try to find that. That's a very beautiful shloka in which all the 3 categories, how to behave with the 3 different levels of devotees is explained.
Mataji has sent, it's 4834.
4834. Let me just check.
Text.
4834.
Yeah.
Chapter 8, 34 verse. Yes, every man should act like this. Very good. Yes, absolutely. This is the one. Perfect verse, yes. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate towards him. And when he meets someone equal to himself, he should make friendship with him. So this way, one is never affected. Beautiful verse. I'm going to share it with everybody so that they can see it. Such a beautiful verse. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of this material world. So beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, yes. I also like this verse a lot. Thank you, Norshinga Leela Mataji, and thank you, Sridevi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Such
you.
a nice.
Yes, it's a beautiful verse. I think we had
Thank
it.
you, Nashimi. Yeah, you came to our rescue. Haribol. She's a pandit.
Thank you, Mataji, for sharing that. So now I'll address the question of Nasingalila Mataji. So Mataji's question is, Dear Sridevi Mataji, is it appropriate to use term Guru Maharaja before initiation or only after the initiation?
Well, if you're aspiring for Guru Maharaj and he has accepted you as his disciple, you're not initiated, but you have taken shelter of him, he is your Guru. You have accepted him in your heart as your Guru. So therefore, and you're going to get initiated by him, it's only a question of time. So therefore, because he is your Guru Maharaj, you address him as Guru Maharaj. It doesn't have to wait till initiation. Is that okay?
Is that okay, Mataji? Does it answer?
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Sridevi Mataji. Hare Krishna. My obeisances to you.
Thank you. Now I see a question by Devanand Pandit Prabhuji. Prabhuji, please go ahead.
We had
Hare
actually
Krishna.
started asking her second question. So, do you still want to ask? Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Go ahead.
The question is about Tulasi Kirtan. When we chanting Tulasi Kirtan in the morning at the morning program, the one who says Vrindaya Tulasi Devya Priyakeshava Sacha, should he stay or should he be in bowing position when he say this mantra? Vrindaya Tulasi Devya Priyakeshava Sacha. No, the one who said, another devotees are in the bowing position, and the one who chanted this mantra, should he stay or should he be in bowing position?
It's completely all right if he's unable to bend down and say that mantra while bending down. Maybe he's feeling, breathless, or it's difficult for him to say that while bowing down. Then he can be sitting down and say the mantra, or standing up and saying the mantra. It is not an offense. But the others have to bow down to Tulsi Devi while he is saying that. If he can bow down and say the mantra, that is fine. But if he cannot, that is also okay.
And should we say in the end of the Tulasi Kirtan, Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, or Tulasi Vrinda Devi Ki Jai? What is right?
Yeah, we can say at the end of the Kirtan. In fact, the last two lines is Jai Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Shri Vrinde, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Vrinda Devi. So that is already included in the glorification of Tulsi Devi when the Kirtan is going on, Aarti is going on. And even the prayer is Vrindayai Tulsi Devyai Priyayai Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavadayai Namo Namaha. Many people say Krishna Bhakti, but that's not right. It's actually Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavadayai Namo Namaha.
And when we are chanting Kirtan in the temple, in front of altar, and in the end of Kirtan, if on the altar we have only Panchatattva, is it right to chant Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Okay, and is it right to chant Jaya Krishna, Radha Krishna, or Jaya Radha Shyam, if we don't have on altar such deities? We have only Panchatattva on altar.
You have only Panchatattva on the altar?
Yes, no only Panchatattva, but often in the end of Kirtan, devotees singing Jaya Panchatattva and Jaya Radha Shyam, or no.
Yeah, that's because generally, even though Panchatattva are there, many temples, they have small murtis of Radha Krishna, or they have a small photograph of a small Radha Krishna.
If we
Generally.
don't have such, if we don't have such photograph or murti, is it
Yeah,
right to
Yeah, so
sing?
therefore, the devotees are singing glorification of all the deities on the altar, and one of them may be the small murtis of Radha Krishna, either deity or picture, that's okay. And so they're singing Jai Radhe Shyam, Jai Radhe Shyam. That's all right, no problem.
But if you don't have on altar Radha Shyam or Krishna, Radha, any murti or photograph,
It's all right. If you say it, it's not a problem. If you don't say it,
it's not a problem.
Not a problem.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Scarlet Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, since I started in the movement, I have always been very, 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 very adamant that I want to have the book, I want to read it, and so on. But I wonder, is it reading only for newcomer, or is it acquired from senior devotees that they have been initiated once, twice? Is it not acquired from them to also read?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the first part of your question. Tell me again.
Is it only for newcomer to read all these books and not for the senior devotees who has been initiated, who has been in movement in many, many years? But is it okay that they don't read at all, and only the newcomer has to read? You understand what I mean?
The notice board is for everyone, senior, junior, it doesn't matter. When there's something on the notice board, what does a notice board mean? It is giving notice to everyone. Whoever is in the temple reads the notices on the notice board.
No. I mean books. I mean books. To read the books. To read Srimad Bhagavatam, to read Bhagavad Gita, to read Nectar of Devotion, all this. Is it only for newcomer? Only for those who are new in the movement, not for the older one?
No, it is for everyone. Everyone, no matter what stage. Srila Prabhupada read his own books. He said, I'm reading these books because I have not written them. Krishna has written them. Very, very elevated devotees are reading all the time, as much as they can. Look at our Guru Maharaj. He gives lectures at the Bhakti Vedanta level to the Mayapur Institute, devotee, disciples, but he's constantly trying to read and read more and read more and read more, because it is ever fresh. This knowledge, you read the Bhagavad Gita once, then you read it second time, you get more realization. You read it third time, you get even more realization, because it's like a gem, every way you turn it, a new light you see. Because it's transcendental knowledge, it is ever fresh. And you can read it many, many, many times, and still it will be ever new and ever fresh.
Exactly. That is what I have read many, many times Bhagavad Gita, now fifth time. And every time I learn new things. Every time. There's always comes the new thing. Oh, wow, I didn't saw that last time. I didn't, wow. Every time, 5 times I have read it all, and I read it again. And every time I learn something new. But I hear all the time from others, senior devotees who has been initiated once, twice. They say to not to me, but to newcomers that you should read this book. I have not read it myself, but you should read it. How can you say that? How can you say I have not read it myself, but you should read it? Why do you recommend it though? If you yourself have not read it, why do you say to others? You know, that's where I have my clashes fighting in my head, that don't let this to affect you. Just let it be. Just to concentrate in yourself. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think.
You just continue to read, and maybe next time you will be giving us a class.
No. Please don't say that. Please. No. I am dust of your feet. Please don't say that. No. No, it takes long time. I know that. But I'm happy that I can read. You know, I have been dyslexic here. I have not read at all before I got my Bhagavad Gita. I have never read a book before. Never.
But now you cannot stop. It's like an addiction.
Now I can't stop. Now I
The
can't
best
stop.
addiction to have, isn't it?
Exactly.
The most wonderful addiction.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes, it is. And I'm
Thank you.
thanking Lord Krishna for it.
Thank you very much, Karen. That's very inspiring.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you so much. Dear devotees, any questions? Any last minute questions for Mataji? Mataji, I don't see any questions, but I have just one question. Can I ask? This is about the sloka. It's 4.834. Just now, like Mataji was asking. Equal, when being equal, you have to be like a friendly, and also like seniors, you have to, learn from them, and juniors, you have to show compassion, right? So like when someone really like humiliates you, maybe I don't know if it's a senior or like superior position or like anything, like just a devotee or non-devotee, so how should we like deal with that situations? How we can treat them? How should we respond to that situations?
Generally, even if someone is non-devotee, if they are elder to us, if they are, socially in some way, in some position superior to us, we offer respect, even if they are non-devotees. Like if Boris Johnson came in, he's the prime, and now he's not the prime. I'm just giving an example. If some head of state or a minister or a governor, I mean, he may be younger than me, but because he's, in a very high position in material society, still we offer respect. Oh, honorable minister, thank you. You've come to our temple. We are so honored, etc., etc., etc. So they may be non-devotees. They may be younger than us also. But if they are in some position and they'll come to the temple as Sunday feast guests or by special invitation, or they are the chief guest of the inauguration of the temple, we offer all respects to them. We offer all respects to them.
Okay.
For that matter, even if they are not in any position, even if they are just simple guests who are, just coming to the temple, even then we offer all respects to them. Thank you for coming. Are you new here? Is this your first time? Can I help you with something? Here's the washroom. Here's the water fountain. Make yourself comfortable. If there's anything you need, please let me know. That's just etiquette to any guest. Srila Prabhupada said that the pujari on the altar can leave their services on the altar and go to attend a guest if there is nobody to attend to the guest. He said the guest is more important than your pujari service. Get off the altar and take care of that guest. So even someone very ordinary, wearing hippie clothes, half his head is bald and half his head is hanging inside. He's got long earrings from here to here. His hair is colored purple. He's wearing a red shorts and green t-shirt. he walks into the temple, we offer all respects to him also. There are all kinds of people who walk into the temple, but remember, their walking into the temple is not an accident. After many, many lifetimes, they're walking into Krishna's temple. So it's very important for us to treat them so nicely that they will want to come back again. Taking care of guests is extremely important.
Yes,
We have to make that experience so wonderful, so welcoming, so memorable that that person wants to come back again.
yes, Mataji, very beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Krishna. Mataji, I see still 2 questions. It's 1 hour past. You mind taking those questions?
Sure.
I see Devanand Pandit Prabhuji, he raised his hand first. Mataji, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. This is not a question, this is my realization. We may comment it. The realization is if one has problems with senior, he should find pride in himself. If one has problems with equal, he should find envy in himself. And if one has problems with juniors, he should find greed in himself. This is.
Can you say those 3 things again?
Yes.
If one has problems with senior, he should find pride in himself, not in senior, in himself. If one has problems with equals, he should find envy in himself. And if one has problems with juniors, he should find greed in himself.
Greed.
Greed.
Oh, okay.
It helps
Thank
me
you.
in my life.
Okay, thank you for sharing your realizations. Yes, it's very important for us to look within because remember, the only person you can change is yourself. We cannot change others. We can only change ourselves. Very nice realization. Thank you, Prabhu. Something for me to meditate on.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu, so much. It's so to check
Guru
out.
Anand is Pandit. Not for nothing, Guru Maharaja has called him Devanand Pandit.
Yeah, it's very nice. It helps us to check our consciousness always. It's one nice thing. Thank you. Scarlett Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhu, for what you say. That I can understand if there is something towards me, that I can understand. Maybe there is something in me I have to think about. But when it's not me who's someone screaming at, fighting with, I'm just in the same room, but there is 2 others who one scream to the other. But how to translate it? Is it me? Still, is it me? Is it problem with me? Or I just, oh, wow. What to talk? What to translate? It's something in me. I have to work with myself. When there is between 2 others, it's not me who's being screamed at or fight with or shout at. It was between 2 others. I was only nearby and heard it. So how to translate it?
How should you deal with it?
How to translate it? Is it still because of I have something to work with myself? Or is it something else?
Well, we can always learn from every situation, no doubts about it. But if 2 Vaishnavas are arguing or fighting or whatever it is, generally speaking, Srila Prabhupada said if 2 God brothers are quarreling and fighting, we do not interfere. We do not try to tell them anything. We just, unless it's coming to a fist fight, hopefully not. But we must assess our own position. If they're senior God brothers, and then we as juniors, we don't try to interrupt or do anything because Srila Prabhupada said if 2 senior God brothers are quarreling and fighting, you do not interfere and go in between. But if you're all the same age, and your god sister and another god sister or a godmother and god sister, they're getting into an argument and things are beginning to get a little ugly, then you can always go and say, hey, come down, what's going on? Let's be friends. No need to get, because they're going to start making offenses and that will be very bad for their spiritual life. So you don't want it to go too bad. So if things are getting a little hot, you can try to break it up and remind them, hey, we are Vaishnavas. Don't let's, descend into the modes of passion and ignorance. Not so easy.
Unfortunately, I'm not initiated, so I can't say anything. I can't go and try to calm the situation down. It's not. I can't. I am the dust of every devotee's food, so I'm not near to that. But what I think it's unfortunately it confuse the newcomer like me. Then because I see them as example, and I think, okay, the example is to see them how they behave. I should learn about it. I should learn to do the same. But when I see there is nothing there, then it confused me. What is that? You know what I mean? That is what I'm thinking.
Stay away from all that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just your own business, you finish your things and you go back to your reading, chanting. Don't get involved, It's not good.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. I don't see any questions. It's 1 hour past. With your permission, should we end the class here?
Yes. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Mataji. Thank you so much again for this wonderful class, and it's a very important class. It's so much we learned today, and thank you for giving your powerful association and your powerful classes always, and helping us to purify things. Thank you. So, Vancha.
Being with all of you, I'm the one who's got purified and energized, not the other way around. You all got contaminated, unfortunately. And I've gotten purified. I'm the lucky one. Okay, thank you so much, Devotee. Thank you all very much, dear Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. My humble obeisances. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai.